Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. This video will be again a pick a card reading of two different piles where you can pick one and I will give you some prompts within this reading to journal about. So this is a video for when you want to journal but you don't really know what to journal about. I do like to incorporate tarot in my journal practices, but I know that tarot is not everyone's cup of tea, but don't take it that seriously. It's just for funsies. Let's just start with an explanation for if you're new to this. But a pick a card reading is simply that I give you two different piles to choose from. Both are resembled, in this case, by a gemstone. You just choose with your intuition. Maybe it's because you think that gemstone is more beautiful, or maybe it's because you just feel drawn to that particular pile. And then you can go to the description box where I will put timestamps and you can go to whichever reading you were drawn to. And then you can just watch your reading. And I will give you prompts, some cards, and it will just be fun. And I really like making this video, these type of videos, so I hope you will enjoy it. Before we hop into the readings, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I'm very curious which pile you choose. So, well, let me know. Okay, without anything else to say, let's hop into the readings. I have two gemstones again to resemble the piles. This one is for pile number 1. Cannot see if it's focused because my phone with the microphone is laying on top of my camera, so I don't see myself. But it is this one. I hope you can see that it is this beautiful gemstone with these little sparkles in it. It reminds me of the night sky. And then we have this one, and I don't remember what type of stone this is, but it's so beautiful. I love the layers and the dimensions within it. And it's green and we love green. So pile number 1, pile number 2. And now you can pick either one of them with your intuition or whichever you like more. So give you a moment. And then we go to pile number 1. So if you chose this gemstone, the one that looks like the night sky, then this is your reading. First, I want to start off with my Moonology deck. These are 48, I don't know if you care, but these are cards that work around the moon. And I will give you your first message. We have the first card, Know Your Worth. Great card to start off with. Honor your feelings. Push through any insecurities and open up to change. So let's start off. Push through any insecurities and know your worth. I think those match very well together, and this gives me straight off the energy of making a list of things that you like about yourself, because that was something that I did when I wasn't that sure about myself. I would just write down things about myself. And there was also this one person that gave me a tip regarding if your image of yourself, you don't think you're pretty or anything, just go stand in front of the mirror and start with listing of 3 things that you find beautiful about yourself that very moment. And then once you're comfortable with doing 3 things every single day, you move to 5, you move to 10. Slowly building it up, because if you start immediately with 10, that can be quite overwhelming. But let me tell you, the more you do this, the more things you see, and I don't know, it really starts to show, or it showed me that beauty is not something that you can only see on the outside, but it's also something you spark outwards from the inside out. Does that make sense? Like, if you're more confident, you will show that to the world and people will see how you radiate. And you know, so that's one of the things you can do that I see in this reading. Listing things you like about yourself, that you find beautiful about yourself. Just satisfying that ego, I guess. but I can imagine it can be hard. And that brings me to this third card. I wanted to say second, but it's third. Honoring your feelings. So it's okay if you feel overwhelmed or you don't. Whatever feelings come up, it's okay to have these. It's okay to feel that way. Journaling doesn't have to be calming all the time. I think a lot of people think that, but sometimes it can be pretty confronting, especially if you do shadow work or lists like these, if you're not comfortable with that. But that's where personal growth comes from, which brings me to the fourth card, open up to change. And that allows you to change as a person and to grow as a person. So I see a beautiful arc in your cards and think it's all centered around self-love and allowing yourself to be the person who you were born to be. Let's go to the next deck, which is the Daily Rituals Oracle deck. This was my first Oracle deck. It's around practices that you can do every day, self-love, or just to feel more at home in your body. We have the new moon. I harness the energies of the new moon to set fresh intentions. Intention setting. Pick up that journal and set some intentions. What is it that you want to achieve? Or how do you want to show up for yourself? Intentions can be around a lot of different subjects, but I do think, seeing the cards that you got from the previous deck, maybe intentions around how to achieve a sense of self-love for yourself. How are you gonna be there for yourself? How are you gonna stand up for yourself? Set those intentions. And it can be as simple as, I will stand up for myself, or I will communicate clearly what my boundaries are. Okay, I have two more. We have strength. My strength shines through today. Now we have, I honor the divine feminine. I honor, nurture the divine feminine within me. And the divine feminine is around, feeling, nurturing, and I think especially those two words already are so linked to the cards that we got previously. The nurturing part is about taking care of yourself, of your body, of your mind. Saying kind words to yourself instead of talking yourself down. So that's something else you can do. Write a paragraph and fill it with kind words about yourself. Just a little praise, because that's something we should do from time to time. Be grateful for ourselves. And I think it's also the honoring part, the honoring the divine feminine within you. But also the feeling part, it's okay. Whatever feelings come up, it's okay. And you can acknowledge them. You can even write about them. Being like, okay, I now feel this, and you can choose to either way let it be that way. It's okay. You don't have to analyze every single feeling you get. Or if you are in a mood to analyze it, then you can try to analyze it. Where does it come from? Why do I have this? And how do I let it be? Or do I get rid of it? But I don't think you get rid of feelings that easily. Feelings are just feelings, and sometimes they just have to be. And then the next day you're fine, or within 2 days. I think feelings are there to protect us and to guide us through an experience. And now we're going to move to the tarot, but before I do this, I want to see the booklets from both of the oracle cards, because sometimes they come with prompts. So for the card, know your word, it's not necessarily a question, but it is a prompt. It's a sentence you can finish, and it is, I deserve to manifest ... So finish the sentence in your journal, I would say. The other ones don't come with a prompt, but I do want to highlight the affirmation that comes with the card, open up to change, which is, there's only one me, it's safe to be me, and I love me. which I think summarizes the reading so far pretty good. So the card New Moon that we've got, it says, set concrete intentions for the next moon cycle. Write down goals, let go of missed opportunities, envision what you would like to feel and be and do in the months ahead. So that's also where the feelings come in. Write down your intentions and supercharge them with the new moon energy. Well, you can make it as spiritual as you want, but in essence, write down those intentions and envision the future or the months ahead that you would like to have. And then we go to the tarot. Okay, let's get you some cards. We have the Page of Cups to start with. We have the Three of Pentacles. I feel like there is something you need to learn or want to learn around your feelings, maybe to communicate them better or to allow them to be felt. There's also something regarding if it's about feelings or not. There's something new you would like to learn, but you don't know a lot about it. But you do have the skills within you, only you're afraid to tap into them. So maybe write about the thing that you want to learn, make a plan for yourself, envision how you want to learn this, or what steps you want to take to learn the skill or master the skill, or divide it into smaller steps for yourself or smaller sub-skills. So if I want to do this one big project, what is it that I need to learn? For example, I'm studying animation, and if I want to make an animation, there's different things that I need to learn before I can make one animation. For example, background design, character design, the animation technique, the program, but also the layering of the different background layers. So most of the time, one big thing that you want to learn, you can subdivide in smaller steps. And I think that's something you can write about to make it more or easier for you to have an overview what it is that you need to learn, want to learn, and also brings you closer to the actual action, because I feel like that you really want to start off this. That's also where the Fool card comes in. You just want to jump into it, but that's maybe not the best way to approach it. I feel like maybe writing down action steps, but that's also something I already said in some form. And we also have the Page of Wands. So there is a skill that you want to learn. If I look at all the cards together, I think this is about maybe something to do with feelings. But since this is very general, whatever this thing is... Oh, sorry. I hope that my audio... Sorry if the audio is really bad. I forgot to pick up this thing. So I feel like making your goal approachable, knowing what it is that you need to do to get to your end goal, set intentions that are clear, envision the future. I think all of these things are in some way or form connected to each other, and they all are around some project, something that you want to achieve. That's it. That's what you can journal about if you don't know what to journal about. I'm done pulling cards for you. I'm done with the reading. So if you like this, please comment, subscribe, like, you know the drill. And I hope I see you in my next video. And without anything else to say, bye. Hello, pile. Oh, I hate my mic. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose this gemstone, the green one, then this is your reading. Let's just start off, I would say. So I want to start with the Moonology cards. First, they are around the different moon phases, and I will just shuffle them for you to get some first messages. First, we have Detoxify, attend to the details. After that we have lighten up and take inspired action. So I feel like if I see these cards, you're in a place of low energy. It's not the most positive feelings that you're feeling right now. There are some events that occur maybe, or maybe some stress around school, work. I mean, for me personally here, it's wintertime, almost wintertime. So, you know, the shorter days, the colder weather, it just gives you this winter dip. The energies are just lower. So, first card, detoxify. Take a step back from it, relax. I don't see necessarily a journal connection to this. Don't try to write too much about the negative things. Try to lighten up. Try to write about the positive things. Maybe try to make something positive of the negative. So for example, I have to do so much before the holidays, but then maybe the positive thing is, but there's almost the holidays coming up. I find those two cards a little bit harder to interpret, but we have attend to the details and take inspired action, which I feel like these are really journal cards, because attend to the details, try to write and write and write. Sometimes we have to take really a significant amount of time to write about something, about your feelings or about the situation or maybe about a project. And because you force yourself to write longer about it than you actually would, you start to maybe write about details you wouldn't normally think of. You can also list details. So what are the details that I don't want to overlook? What are details that I need to be aware of? I, in my head here, that it may be around holidays, maybe you're stressed. I don't know, there's something with holidays, I feel like. But that's maybe because that's approaching. So that's obviously the thing that I'm thinking about. But I take this as an example because this is a general reading, but maybe you have to prep a meal or decorate the venue. Whatever it is that you need to do, make a list for yourself about all the things you need to do so that you aren't stressed about it and aren't scared to forget maybe things. And that also allows you to lighten up a bit and actually feel those holly jolly Christmas vibes, you know. Or if it's something that's nothing to do with the holidays, try to list out all the things so that your mind feels a sense of calm, so it has this opportunity to detoxify, because you wrote everything down that your mind is racing about and tries to remember or stressing about. And once you make place in your mind again, there's also place to take inspired action, to get inspired again, to get new ideas. Maybe there's something new that you want to try with the meal that you're prepping, or maybe there is some cute DIY setup for the tables that you think of. So that's what I'm hearing here. I know this is a bit vague, but trust me, there are coming more cards, so we will get more clearer views and ideas of what you need to write about. I'm also noticing now that 2 of your cards are in Virgo, and Virgo is the sign of organizing, so I feel like maybe organizing your thoughts or your project, whatever it is, in a better and more efficient way will give you this clear headspace and a more calmer place to work from. We now have the Daily Rituals Oracle cards. We have meditation. That's not really a journal practice, but it is something you can combine with your journal. So maybe you can sit down with your journal and be very aware of the present moment. So write about what you feel in that very moment, but not necessarily what you think, but really what you feel. Do you feel anxious? Do you feel stressed? Do you feel calm? Write about what you see. You can also do the thing a lot of people do to calm their mind in situations of maybe a panic attack or a lot of stress, anxiety. Now I need to remember it right. So you go and sit down with your journal and write down 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can feel, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And you write this down and just be in the present moment. That's a form of meditation, and it incorporates your journal. So I think that's maybe a great thing to do, and it's not that spiritual or maybe too... I know that meditation isn't everyone's cup of tea because they feel like it, but I cannot sit still for so long. So maybe this is a great alternative that has the same effect as meditation can have. The quote that comes with is, "I still my mind and surrender to the divine." Then we also have the mindfulness card, so it's really about a mindset. And today I do all the things with awareness, presence and intention. So I think it's really about slowing down, calming down, being very intentional. So maybe also some intention settings for every day. That's also something that came with the other group, by the way. So how do I want to feel this day? Or how do I want to present myself this day? Or how do I want to feel at the end of the day? And then you can also maybe write down how you want to achieve that feeling or intention setting. And that can come in many forms. And then we also do some tarot from some last messages. Too many cards. I think half of my deck fell. Okay, we have the 9 of Cups. It's so interesting that there is a mirror, because I had a journal prompt with a mirror with the other group as well, and I'm doubting whether I should give it to you as well or not. Let's see the other cards, because there are 3 more. The King of Swords. So you're a very busy person right now, or you have a lot on your plate, like there's a lot of action that needs to be taken care of. The Ace of Pentacles, so there is an idea that you have for a while that you want to bring into the material world. And the Devil. So I also feel like that you're asking too much of yourself. You're putting yourself in positions that you don't want to be in, or you're stretching yourself too thin. Don't do that. The 9 of Cups also reminded me of the prompt I was talking about, and that prompt was around self-love. And I'm not giving you the exact same prompt because I don't think it's fitting in the whole of the reading. But if you're interested, you can go to my previous reading, which was more about self-love and accepting yourself for who you are. But I do feel like that you need to give yourself more space. So write down 3 things, 4 things, and this is also something you can do with the intention setting that we were talking about before. But write down 4 things, 3 things, 5 things, but let's stick with 4. Write down 4 things that you want to do that day purely for yourself, that isn't necessarily benefiting the projects that you need to be working on. For example, we take the holidays again. So you can have projects like prepping this meal for Christmas dinner, or buying napkins for the table. I don't know. But these are all things that you need to do, and you are doing them because they need to be done for the holidays. And I'm talking about writing down things that are purely for you. For example, taking a bath. It's not like that important in a bigger picture. You understand me? Or maybe there is this passion project that you want to work on, but you don't have the time for it because you're so busy. Maybe it can be around that. For example, I want to journal about my passion project, make concrete steps. Don't fall into the mindset of thinking that you are doing something bad or feeling like you're procrastinating because you're taking time for yourself, because you aren't. I think taking time for yourself and doing things that you love is very, very good, very efficient, very positive. It's nothing bad at all. So that's what I'm feeling with the cards. So I hope I gave you since these were the last cards I've pulled. I hope I gave you enough input for your journal practices. Please comment, like, subscribe if you like this video. And without anything else to say, I hope I see you in my next video. Bye.